So I've had a few people ask me how I did my UV-based blend shapes on my model Maple. I'm not the world's foremost authority on this, so I'm just going to tell you what I understand of it. And if you're at the point where you're making UV-based blend shapes, I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain how you get here. There are other people who have probably done that way better than I could anyway, so I'm going to link some tutorials in the description or wherever I end up putting them. There are a few core steps that you need to do to set yourself up right from the beginning, which are going to be you need a large canvas. It needs to be bigger. I'm using mouths for an example today, so you need a canvas bigger than all the mouths you're going to be using. So I have here, this is my entire canvas for my mouths, and you might be thinking, wow, that is really big, but you want wiggle room in case you ever want to add any other mouths in the future or different emotions, or if you want to change anything, it's nice to have more wiggle room than less. The next thing that you're going to want to make sure of is that this canvas itself is a multiple of 2. My canvas is 1024 by 1024. You're going to have your mouths, and you want them to be on a grid as well. So I have them on a grid of 64 width and then 32 height. Also multiples of 2. You want to really keep this stuff consistent. It will save you a lot of heartache in the future. So unfortunately there is math involved in this. It's very simple though. It is just division and multiplication, and I'm going to explain it to you. The reason why there's math is because you're going to tell Unity how to move your UV around on the texture via saying the location it needs to move to. So here I have in Blender, this is basically what it's going to look like. So here's our mouth. This is at 0, 0. This is our starting mouth. So we go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, so on and so forth. And you need to set up this math for that. It's not super difficult. So you're going to need the width of a single mouth, and that's going to be divided by the width of your canvas. So let's start with that. So for me, as I mentioned before, these are the dimensions of my canvas. So let's just calculate her real quick. So let's say we're trying to determine this mouth right here and where its position is on the sheet. So you're gonna take the width of a single mouth. So for me, my numbers, that's gonna be 64. We're gonna divide that by 1024. That's gonna give us this first number right here. And I could probably go like, whoop, that's that first number right there. So then you're thinking like, how do I get this next number? You're gonna take this base number, you're gonna multiply that by 2. This is the second mouth in our grid. So that's going to give us this number here. And again, so on and so forth. We're gonna start with this number, the 0.0625. This is again my number, so don't take it too closely to heart. We're gonna multiply that by 3. And that's how we get this number. So, and then you just do that continuing until you have all of them horizontally. Okay, so now to do them vertically, it's kind of the same spirit. We're going to do the height of a single mouth divided by the height of your canvas. So for me, the height of a single mouth is 32. We're going to divide that by the height of my canvas. Again, that is 1024. That's going to give us this first number right here. And then same thing again until you have all of these different mouths. You might be wondering as to why I have all these mouths. These are my consonants. So this would be like my A, E, I, O, and U. I don't have them in this order because I'm dumb. And then these are my different emotions. So now that you have all these numbers, you can just plug these boys right into Unity. So you're gonna be here in Unity. Let's take A for example, which will be this mouth right here. This is my basic A. You're gonna look in the materials list, and this is where you're gonna plug that number in that I was talking about before. The thing that is absolutely pertinent in here, and I cannot stress this enough, you must check is binary. That is going to keep your mouth from sliding, like your texture for your mouth sliding around. It will look really funk. Just make sure that is binary is checked for every single one of your blend shapes. Do not miss this. This is so important. This is what makes this work. Next, we're going to look at the emotions. So my first emotion that I have lined up here is my joy or happy emotion right here. So let's go to joy. And you go to your materials list. Ignore this. This is the eyes. This is our mouth down here. We're just going to plug in this number for the Y. And what's nice about this is once you put this in for the Y, it knows to move it this way. Or when you move it down here, it knows to move it this way, which is really nice. And so you don't have to plug these numbers in more than for each consonant and then each emotion all the way down here as well. It's pretty plug and play besides that. Yeah. Anyway,